Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today is the day. Tonight at 12:01 a.m. So technically tomorrow, we're picking up our Switch 2. The kids and myself are super excited today. They're off just kind of playing on their Switches, biding the time, trying to make the day go by fast. So I just kind of wanted to get on here, make a little video, kind of reminiscing about the Switch 1 in a way, talking about my hype for the Switch 2, maybe what I expect out of tonight's midnight release. So if you guys just want to hang around and hear me chit-chat about that, hold out until this intro. Hello everyone, my name is Jeff, and welcome back to my channel, John Doe Juggalo. If this is your first time here, please consider hitting that subscribe button, like my daughter says. It's free, and you can always change your mind later. If this is not your first time here, welcome back. This is where you're going to find me discussing my favorite things about movies and music, video games, and the physical medias that surround all of those types of mediums. So please sit back and relax and check out this next video. All right, so the Switch 1 has been, super popular in my house. Everyone in my house has one, so we all kind of wanted our own little personal handheld. Now that's not going to happen right off the rip with the Switch 2. They're just a little bit too pricey to be getting multiple ones for a household right now, but we are getting one that we're going to share, and we're all very excited about that. We all got games that we want to play that we're getting at launch. We're going to go sit outside the midnight release tonight and hype out with everybody else coming to pick their Switch 2s up. Now, after we get done with that, we're going to rush home. We're going to throw together an unboxing video, plug it in, start downloading and updating, and hopefully we get to play some Mario Kart tonight. It may be tomorrow. But, there's a lot of Switch 1 games that are coming out that I'm pretty excited about getting upgrades. I did a video on that. Check that out. It's here on the channel. And, there's other games now. They announced more last night even, right before, like 2 days before the Switch comes out, we got some updates for some other ones. And it's very exciting because there is not a lot of new stuff for the Switch 2 launch, but there is a lot of choice and variety of things to choose in terms of different genres, different types of games. There's adult-themed games, there's kid-themed games, there's racers, there's shooters. There's a little bit of everything. And then you also get to bring your library forward and get upgrades. So that's very nice. Now, these three new ones are very welcome. They added in Mario Wonder is going to get a Switch 2 update of some. And that doesn't surprise me. I was actually more surprised that it wasn't announced ahead of time. Because we loved Mario Wonder in our house. We played it a bunch. And, we're going to play a lot of our Switch 1 games again. And even some for the first time, like this one. I've never played this before. I was not impressed with Part 2 and the way that it looked. So I just grabbed Part 3. And when Part 3 came out, I was already hoping for a Switch Pro. By that point, I said, oh, the Switch Pro's coming. They're not going to do anything else. Unbeknownst to me, we get the OLED instead of a Switch Pro. So now our Switch 2 is our Switch Pro, and they're going to upgrade this one now. Now, I would really like to see them maybe go through and touch up 1 and 2 as well. Though Part 1 probably does look a lot better than it did on the Wii, and it's probably way better than it was on the 3DS. But now we're getting part 3 updated. So that's very exciting, you know. We get some of our favorite franchises and stuff brought up and updated for our new console. And maybe it'll feel like a new game to some. And for others, it really will be a new game. I mean, like I said, this isn't even busted out of seal yet. And there's a good handful of Switch 1 games that I've waited to play. And that's kind of nice because for me, I really want to go back and kind of check out some games that I've missed over the last couple years because I've been kind of bored with the Switch. And I think that this is that oomph that I need to get back into it, see some new Nintendo games coming out, you know. And then they just keep, and they've been updating some of the weirdest ones because they also updated this one as well, which is out of print. You can't even buy it digital. So they're doing all kinds of just crazy upgrades for games, all the way up to the release of the system, you know? It's kind of crazy because, like, I really thought that those 12 that we had discussed last week were the 12 that we were going to get. It's very nice. They're just kind of surprising us with ones that I would have never thought. Just like this one here. You know, this was a very early Switch 1 game. It may have came out right within the first year. Like, it was at the beginning of 2018, I believe. But I actually quite enjoyed this one. My daughter loves the entire franchise. And we're getting an upgrade for, like a full-on upgrade for the newest one. So for them to upgrade the original or the first Switch release, surprisingly, the day before the console releases is nice. And that's going to be Kirby Star Allies. It's 4 players. So like I said, this is going to be great. We can get in there and play with all of us and the family and see what they've added to it. Like I said, I'm pretty excited about that. Now, what I'm planning on picking up with it in terms of Switch 2 games, of course, I'm getting the Mario Kart World Bundle. So, very excited to play that, try that with the kids, play it with the wife. It's going to be a lot of fun, you know. We love Mario Kart. We've played lots and lots and lots of Mario Kart 8. We were a family that played it on the Wii U and rolled right over to the Switch. And we're gonna go ahead and play this new one, you know, probably just as much, if not more. I'm pretty excited about it. The graphics look amazing. So yeah, you know, like I said, I'm very happy about that one. We're also picking up another multiplayer game, and that's going to be Street Fighter 6. Now, I have Street Fighter 6 on the PS5, and it's a great game. Me and my wife have had a lot of fun playing it. I think it'll be a great one to have for the Switch 2, just because it'll be a fighter that we can kind of take on the go. And it's a pretty good deal. I mean, it's $40 for the game, or you get the game key card, which is what I'm going to do because you seem to get a really good deal on it in general. I mean, you get the game on a game key card, but you get the DLC as well for only $20, and you get year 1 and year 2. And when I bought it on the PS5, I bought the Ultimate Collector's Edition. It only came with year 1. So there's going to be like 4 new fighters that I've never got to fight as. So to me, that's exciting. Because it's a little something new for my Switch 2. And then the other one we're going to pick up tonight is one that my daughter's very interested in. And I'm pretty interested in it as well. I didn't give it much of a go when it originally came out. But this is an HD remaster of a 3DS game. And some of you probably already know what that is. And that is Bravely Default. We're going to pick that up. My daughter loves RPGs, JRPGs, and loves that kind of animation. So I think, you know, that's kind of her launch game play for the moment. There's something coming out in a couple weeks that I'm going to try to import a cartridge of because we're not getting it in the US. And it's one that she's interested in. But we'll talk about that probably in another video. But I wanted to get a little something for her to play on launch as well that was just kind of more or less just for her. Now, I'll check it out as well, but I don't think my youngest will check it out or my oldest. I think this is just for my daughter in that fashion. And, you know, we'll all, we might all dabble around in Street Fighter 6, but we're all gonna play Mario Kart, you know. And we're gonna get our Mario Wonder updates and our Mario U Deluxe updates. You know, there's a lot of stuff just ready to go on day one for us. I'm so excited about it. You know, I'm ready to get that thing hooked up, set up to the TV. I already have my GameCube controller adapter out and all my controllers out. I didn't go with a wireless controller right off the rip because I figured they may be easier to find later and they may do other colors. So I don't want to just jump straight on the purple one. Plus, with my adapter and 4 Wavebirds, I already have wireless. I'm just missing like a C button, capture button, home button type deal, and Rumble. But I can also run a wired controller over to my seat as well if I really want Rumble. So I'm ready to go for the GameCube part of it. And that's very exciting because I'm a very big GameCube fan. So, you know, it just seems like there's a little something for everybody here. I've thought about possibly also getting Welcome Tour because I do have a couple digital games that I will have ready to go as well. We're downloading Hogwarts Legacy as soon as we get it on the eShop as well because I did upgrade that from the Switch 1. So, you know, there's, like I said, and I did that one mainly because I want to see how good a handheld compares to like the PS4 or the PS5. And like my wife was very interested in checking it out. She really wanted to check out Hogwarts Legacy on the Switch 2. So yeah, you know, like I said, we're getting games for everybody in our family for this go round. This launch is exciting for all of us. You know, we're a Nintendo Switch family. We really are. I mean, I'm a big PlayStation guy and I love my PlayStations, but everyone in my family loves their Switch. I'm sure a lot of you love your Switch as well if you have one. Are you planning on getting a Switch too? If you are, you know, let's talk about it down below. What are you the most excited for in the coming years? You know, what do you think Nintendo can bring to the table for us to enjoy in terms of new experiences and mouse control things and, you know, some of the new little additives of the Switch 2. I'm hopeful to see more third-party games because the hardware is capable of running a lot more of the third-party games than the Switch 1 was. We did get some very great games on the Switch 1 like Doom and Witcher 3 and Doom Eternal even that were impossible ports, and we're getting that on day one with Cyberpunk, with it even all on the single cartridge. So I'm really excited to see kind of what they're able to do with this hardware and what route they go in terms of third-party support and what third parties actually utilize from the Switch too, or if it's just, hey, you're getting our games on your Nintendo console now. And that's okay too, because if it's a comparable console to play my third parties on, I may stop getting them on the PlayStation and just get them on the Switch 2 because that's the console that more of my family's going to play. So I'm pretty excited about it. Obviously, it's been like a whole week of Switch 2 content leading up to the console. We're going to that midnight release tonight, me and my 2 young ones. I'm super excited to check this out with them and experience this midnight release with them. I don't think my daughter, even at 11, has got to experience any of the midnight releases because they haven't really done any games or anything either in the last few years that we've been interested in. So this is something that I know they'll remember for a long time because my oldest at almost 17 still remembers the Switch 1 midnight launch like it was yesterday. So I'm very excited to be able to share that with them and experience the midnight launch. I mean, it's so exciting. You know, and I know I've mentioned everybody in the family getting a little something to play with the console except for my youngest one. But he's going to get the thing he wants the most right out of the box. He wants to press that C button. That's the one thing he wants to do for this thing. So the games, he'll play them all. He plays all games. He just loves to play video games in general. So if you guys watched through all this, thank you. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the support, all the new subscribers we've gotten here recently. I do plan to continue to do more video game content, Switch 2 content, and also some more movie content. I'm going to be bringing a little bit of that back. I had to pump the brakes on buying movies for a little bit so I could get the Switch 2 stuff all taken care of. And we'll do an unboxing of the Switch 2. I should have that out on release day. And then maybe the day after, we'll go and do a video or so talking about all the things I grabbed for it. I might need a little bit of a break after all this stuff about to happen, and then I got some work and stuff coming up, you know. So real life adult things, YouTube playtime is the way that it falls sometimes. But I do appreciate you guys for sticking it out and for liking these videos and subscribing. If you haven't already, please make sure you do. I am on the road to 1K. We just hit 700. Thank you all so very much. I do appreciate it. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I like to just mix up all kinds of different nerd content. Basically, I love physical media, and I do video games and movies. So if you're down for that, you're in the right place. I want to take a moment to thank my members. Thank you guys so very much. You guys are awesome. You guys go above and beyond and give me just a little bit of extra, and it always incentivizes me to just continue to sit down in front of the camera and make content. I also want to take a moment to thank my Ninja Status member, the one and only Happy Sanjo. Thank you so very much. I really do appreciate your ever-growing extra support. But like always, guys, that's not the reason why I do this. I do appreciate the extra support, but I really just do this for the conversations I get to have down below, and the memories I get to capture, and the thoughts I get to capture and save to this YouTube channel right here. Tonight's the night, guys. I'm excited. I hope you are too. I always want you guys to remember one thing, though. We need to try our best to keep it physical.